that you've got the chance, get up and step towards your goal. It's alright. Fulfill your needs and the wants you to make the best in the life. Now that you've got the chance, get up and step towards your goal. It's alright. Fulfill your needs and wants. You've got the clearance, that's the reference. Perseverance for the utmost best should be your preference. Still some trade and talents is your evidence. Help those afar off, teach those in your residence. Oh yeah, girls getting sentiments. Look at it with a clear conscience. It's for you to make the best in the life. Now that you've got the chance, get the first step towards your goal. It's alright. Fulfill your needs and wants. It's for you to make the best in the life. Now that you've got the chance, get the first step towards your goal. It's alright. People try so many things just to make a living. Thanks and praise to the King, ever living Thanksgiving, yo. Need no distraction, stay focused because it now begins. Got to achieve your goals, I'm the so vivid. No pride, no killing, no confusion. Life is so real, no time for disillusion. Just like Mom would say, love is the solution. Keep making music, cause I'm a musician. It's for you to make the best in the life. Now that you've got the chance, get up and step towards your goal. It's alright. Fulfill your needs and the wants you to make the best in the life. Now that you've got the chance, get up and step towards your goal.
Hello and welcome. I'm Dr. David Costa, the Dean and CEO here at Robert Kennedy College in Zurich, Switzerland. And I'm here today to introduce our 100% online master programs. You can now complete an MBA, MSc, or LLM programs entirely online in just 1 year. Would you like to receive some more information? Just click on the link and find out.
Good night, good night, good night, good night, good night, good night. Good night, good night, good night, and welcome. Welcome to Styles FM 96.1, 96.5. Welcome to Portland Spice TV. Welcome to Caribbean Radio, right across the world. Styles FM is on the World Wide Web at www.stylzfm.com. We're 96.1, 96.5, 96.7. Those are all on your FM band. Portland Spice TV at YouTube. Yeah, man. And Caribbean Radio HD. We're on. Share up the link. Call some people. Let them know we're on. DJ Chungy's in the studio of Styles FM. My name is Colin Anthony Bell. The Colin Bell Show. Right here on Styles FM. We do it every Tuesday night, you know. Every Tuesday night, we do it. Digging deep. And tonight is a very good night. Thank you very much. A blessed night. I want to say very good evening to all the people down there in Trelawney. Big up on yourself. Thanks for the hospitality. Yeah, man. Whole heap of things tonight. Whole heap of things. We should have bring you some clippings from Saturday morning. You know, Saturday morning was a fire morning. We have we had former junior minister in the ministries of finance and agriculture, and former member of parliament for West Portland, Jigs Ennis, was on. Yeah. And that was some good talking point there as we looked at the Integrity Commission report. Want to touch on that tonight again. We're supposed to be having the director of National Integrity Action, Daniel Archer. We're supposed to have her on tonight. Here's hoping that that will happen. And then we're going to be talking to Rosemary Shaw, the MP candidate for Eastern St. Thomas, and possibly also the candidate for the Morant Bay division in the upcoming by-election that is expected to take place. A lot of things. Titchfield High School got some report yesterday morning. 7 of the 21 classrooms that needed repair have been completed. So we are waiting another 14 classrooms. Happy Grove has started their staggered opening. And we saw the Minister of Education in the Parliament last week saying everything is all right. Everything is not all right in East Portland, Minister. Happy Grove and Titchfield High School still not where we want them to be. Some of our children going to school 2 days per week, some going 3. I am of the opinion that for a temporary time, Titchfield High School could go on shift so as to accommodate more students going to school and getting their class time. I am not comfortable, Celine, with what is happening in our schools. Not happy at all. And we don't see or hear anything from our political representative. So I'm really wondering what it is that we employ these people to do, even though some people want to excuse them and saying that it is solely the responsibility of the Ministry of Education, the minister and Region 2. I say no. We employ people to represent us, and if we're having issue like these, they should be on the ball, making representation that these things can be done faster if we get that kind of urgency that we see on other stuff that are not as important. Having some weather. Yes, we're having some weather. We lost one of our soldiers. Was that Saturday night that a youth lose him life on a bike out of Clear Spring? Or was it Sunday night? One of them evening there. Yeah. Good youth lost his life. And we said to the bikers, them, take it easy on the road, man. Be careful. My grandfather used to tell me, say, bike and bicycle not done making up. There's nothing on these motorcycle or these bicycle to take off any lick when you fall. And we lost a young one because of that. Want to say welcome to the people over there at Caribbean Radio Once they hear that we are back on styles, them say, Shaka, you bring the balance. Well, I am not a balance man. I don't deal with balance. I deal with truth. Truthful man. Speak the truth and speak it ever. Cast it what it will. And we also know that truth is an offense. So when you talk the truth, people are offended. Yeah, man. But the good thing about the truth is consistent. Truth is consistent. So we want to say a special welcome to the people over Caribbean Radio HD. They are in Florida. All over the world, them there, it's internet radio. Yeah, man. And of course, want to apologize to the people over there in St. Thomas. Understand that you're not getting styles on the FM band right now. So those of you who have the app, please encourage the others to download the app, or you can go on to YouTube, Portland Spice TV, one word, Portland Spice TV on YouTube. And we are also on a Saturday morning. Yeah, man. Now, peeps, Jamaica is in a dilemma. Yeah. Jamaica is in a dilemma. Only 18% of our students who sat CXC passed 5 subjects or more, including math and English. 18%. That is not good. So the education system needs to fix. Needs fixing real bad. We hear an argument and we hear some bragging and boasting about 100 buses that were bought by the government. And I say that is really just boasting. Because we are now turning out about 260 buses per day. But in 2016, when this government came in power, we were turning out 460 buses. So we are just about half of where we were in 2016. So it is because of the carelessness and the lack of maintenance and the continued replenishing of the stock why we are down to that stage where you don't have to go buy 100 buses one time. But I hear something today that I want to clarify. I want to clarify it, and might not be able to clarify it tonight. But I heard the Minister of Transport say one articulated bus is 1.2 million US. I may wonder if that could be right. I want to say that cannot be right. 1.2 million US. And I have it here, because I make certain that I have it. Because it don't sound real to me. I want to see if I can find it where I can play it for the item. Because I wonder if the minister misspoke. Because the minister was also saying that to repair one of those buses, where is it? I think I did it, man. I see it here. To repair one of those buses, it will cost 200,000 US. I mean, I said, seriously? I saw them busted there. 1.2 million for one of the articulated bus. I don't know. I find that hard. Find that hard.
And more welcome everybody to the chat room. And I hope some of you had a chance to read the Integrity Commission report. Mr. Colin Bell, bless up the true patriot of Jamaica. Keep doing what you do. All right. I want to play this piece of clip here because I have a problem with this. I want to play this piece of clip here.
Transport plan. Because you keep on coming and announcing a rural bus system, but yet still that in the KMTR is not fixed. How are we going to expand to the rural parishes when we have not? It is needed. And I accept that you said that private investors need to be included. But what happened to the KMTR? The subsidy that we are giving to those school children and the elderly in the KMTR, are we going to fix it? Because it is your administration that rolled back the bus fare. Less fare box.
Minister.
Member, for your insightful comments. Just to clarify for you in relation to the articulated buses. The 30 articulated buses are the Volvo buses that are here that basically can be refurbished. The cost of the refurbishing is about 250 to 275,000 US per bus, as against the cost of a new articulated bus at between 1.2 and 1.5 million US dollars. So again, spending that on 30 buses that we have here and getting another 10 years out of them, including a warranty on the refurbishing, as we are getting with the Golden Dragon, obviously makes good sense on the basis that we don't have unlimited funds to spend in buying new buses. The 30 articulated buses is strategic because when you dispatch those 30 articulated buses,
yeah, anybody heard what I was talking about?
Out of them.
I'm going to touch it back.
1.5 thousand US. 200.
I want to touch it back.
Basically can be refurbished. The cost of the refurbishing is about 250 to 275,000 US per bus, as against the cost of a new articulated bus at between 1.2 and 1.5 million US dollars. So
you heard that. Between 1.2 and 1.5 million US dollars for an articulated bus. Everton George, you don't have nowhere else you can go listen. Eh? Because it seems like your bad mind come on every Tuesday and Saturday morning. No, sir. Your bad mind come on every Tuesday night and Saturday morning. I don't understand it, Golden Fire. I don't understand it. Yeah, 275,000 to fix up the bus. I don't understand it. And then $1.5 million for one bus. I am of the opinion that the minister misspoke. That's a serious amount of money for a bus. Mark you, it's an articulated bus, but we have to verify. We have to verify that. We have to verify that. Because that kind of money and a normal money. So we have to verify it. I saw him stay. But I am challenging Everton Jarrett to call me. Call me and make we have a discussion. And stop hide behind your computer. You're a coward. You see, you're like Kevin O'Brien Chang, just chat a bag of rubbish. Yeah. Just talk a bag of rubbish. Call me and challenge me argument. I'm still wondering if Mr. Vaz know that change gas for the buses can use to bubble a pot of dumpling. You mean the new gas for the bus them I use? So also we spoke to Hubert Williams last Saturday morning. They had a a demonstration down in St. Thomas. The buses, Gilly, are Volvo buses. The articulated buses, they are Volvo. But I find it very, very hard to accept that it is 1.5 million US for one of them bus there. And then it shows that when the People's National Party was in government and was buying those buses, was brilliant. So the demonstration down in Morant Bay last week, when was it? Was it Monday morning? Yeah, last week, Monday morning. They were talking about the calling of the by-election. Now, the law says that if a councillor vacate office, either by death or resignation, within 90 days a by-election ought to be held, and who have the responsibility to call that by-election is the mayor, the chairman of the municipal corporation. But of course, you know the political alignment. You know the political alignment. And if the leaders of the PNP say the election no fi call, then you know the mayor now go call it. So the citizens of Morant Bay are without a local representative, and they are saying that they need their local their local representative. And they want to go back to the poll and choose a representative of their choice, because the mayor, who is supposed to be the acting councillor in this instant, is not even acting. No assistant for back to school was made because the mayor don't even know the area. And former Mayor Williams was saying it is a strong PNP area, and with a GLP mayor, he's not serving the people the way the people ought to be served. As I said earlier, we're going to be looking at the Integrity Commission ruling and see what we can find out of that. How many of you have read any part of it? I have not read the entire report. I have read aspects of it and continue to read aspects of it. I mean, I tell you the truth, it's how difficult for me to sit down and read 170 pages, 71 pages. But I think I've gone about 15 pages of it, of aspects of it that I find interesting. But I also find that an attempt was made to bamboozle the people of Jamaica with this Integrity Commission report. And if you realize, aspect of the report was leaked before the report was tabled. And I don't understand how we're going to go on, though, and an investigation not be done on who leaked the report. The report was given to 4 persons: the Speaker of the House, the Deputy Speaker, the President of the Senate, and the Clerk of the House of Representatives. Now, is either one of them 4 or the leak came out of the Integrity Commission? Where did it come from? I don't know who, but it was an attempt to bamboozle the people of Jamaica, because what that radio station put out was that there were 4 accounts that the Prime Minister did not declare. And when they found the 4 accounts, any money that they're talking about had up to $300,000. And they were saying that that is why the Integrity Commission brought in an overseas forensic expert to dig deep into the Prime Minister's filing. Not true. Lie. Lies. That was the only thing. And even after the report was tabled, you know, they are trying to make people believe that, yeah, man, are the only thing that I hit that. The Prime Minister was exonerated. No. Not no go so. Let me tell you, people. There were 2 investigation, and they come with it in the report, in one report. But it's 2 investigation. So the Prime Minister of Jamaica, for more than a year, know that he was under investigation for illicit enrichment. And we are saying that is the first strike for the Prime Minister. You know, from the 18th of August, by your lawyer's admission, you knew that you were under investigation for illicit enrichment. You were asked the question on the 18th of August, and you said you asked far and wide. From that time, I said to myself, you know, say the Prime Minister never talk about himself. Him say him asked far and wide. Him never asked near. And nobody disclosed to him that they were under investigation. But based on what we know now, the day after, on the 18th, the Prime Minister found out that he was under investigation. And we are saying, at that stage, Mr. Prime Minister, you should have come to the public and tell us that you just find out, say you're under investigation. Sister Claudette, thank you very much. Caribbean Radio peeps, big up on yourself. We're not going nowhere, we're there. There upon the gully side. You know, as the song say, you can't keep a good man down. Always wear a smile when they want us to frown. Things get better when they thought it would be worse. Here comes the Babylon asking for a search. No found no weapon, only a draw herbs. So it's solid like a rock. Just can't stop with. Bad mind is active though. And they are trying their best to stop the progress. But them can't stop the progress. Because Auntie Claudette, a vision cannot die. And the truth is, Colin Bell is the only one putting forward a vision for East Portland. None of them will say them a misser, or none of them will say them have action. Have ever put forward any plan for East Portland. All right, hold on now. See Gilly has sent on something. Gilly say a used Volvo bus cost about 16,000 euro. Depends on the age. But Gilly, well, we are talking about a brand new articulated bus. Some of our articulated bus have 3 pieces, some have 2. So it's not just a regular Volvo bus, it's an articulated bus we're talking about. Yeah, man. Yes. So they wanted to bamboozle the people of Jamaica and sell the people of Jamaica a whole heap of hologlow. So they leak the integrity report, put out what they want put out, and then expect people to grab onto that. Well, hear me now. And I've been saying it, and I continue to say it. Coming out of the Integrity Commission, I have made one decision already. That we need legislative changes in Jamaica. And one of the changes that we need to make is that we need to ensure that no prime minister, while in office, should be doing personal businesses. It mustn't happen. If it is legal now, it is legal now. But I am calling on our parliamentarians to put a stop to it. That is why PJ Patterson made a change, and said that a prime minister's pension must be equal to his salary. Because if you're going into government and you're going to be focusing just on the country's business, and you're not focusing on any other business, then when you leave office, you should also be taken care of. We are up on the break. It's 8:30. You're listening to the Colin Bell Show on Styles FM and on Portland Spice TV, and of course on Caribbean Radio. We take a break, soon come back. All right, welcome back, welcome back. Until when we take the break on radio, we actually mute all the audio system. Once we take the break on radio, we mute all the audio systems until the radio break is back. Yeah, man. Welcome back to the Colin Bell Show. We're live on multiple platforms. We're live on Portland Spice TV. We're live on Styles FM Radio, 96.1, 96.5, 96.7. And we're live on Caribbean Radio. Having a problem connecting with any of my guests tonight. Just try calling both of them and not getting any of them on the line. So we want to open our phone lines tonight because since we've been on, we have not taken a lot of calls. You know, we've been carrying on guests after guests. And therefore, you, the listeners, we have not really heard much from you. We want to open the phone lines tonight. It's 804-7072. 876-804-7072. You can call us on WhatsApp and you can call us straight. Yeah? So we make it easy that we are taking WhatsApp call. So you can call us on WhatsApp at 876-804-7072. And I am saying to this brother here, we're always in the chat room. I run up your mouth. Forward on the program, make we hear if you have any sense at all. Or you can spell 2 words, so that's why you type in the chat room. Yeah? We want to hear from you. Because right now, all labor right gone quiet, you know. The only places the labor right them talk now is over GLPFM. Them not talk nowhere else where them have to answer any question. Because my first question to any labor right, explain to me why the Prime Minister have 28 accounts. God is God, who this? And over here someone want you. 804-7072. Yeah, man. Over there, so. 804-7072. That's the number to call. So we can talk to you and hear why the Prime Minister have 28 bank accounts. What is all that about? But the next question I have to ask is Mr. Brown, the man who head the UDC and the NHDC. And him in one of the Prime Minister company. What have to say about that? Anybody know why we had the financial meltdown in the 90s that brought about FinSac? Did I them understand it? Because in the report, the Prime Minister got a loan from a financial institution, a loan of $50 million. And the collaterals that was supposed to be used to secure the loan were not really handed over in the way they ought to the institution. The house was not registered in the company's name yet when the loan was dispersed. The bonds were not bought. And the bonds were supposed to be a part of the security. So the Integrity Commission is saying that in real terms, a loan that was supposed to be secured by a house and bonds and insurance were really not secured. It was an unsecured loan. And if I can remember some of the problems we had in the 90s that led to the meltdown of the financial sector that brought about FinSac, was that a lot of loans that were given out then, the collaterals were not even real collaterals. Some of the things that was used to secure the loan never worth what they said they worth at the time. So a whole heap of the bad debt had no security. But you hear some people talking about FinSac. And FinSac was not the problem. FinSac was the solution to bad business that caused the meltdown. And if you look at that loan that the Prime Minister received in the company called Imperium, it brings back memories of what took place in the 90s. Today, in the parliament, in the morning session, the oversight committee of the Integrity Commission sat. And I wonder how deep our legislatures dug into the report. Because I hear the ranking king man there. I say if illicit enrichment in the report. And then I listened to Diane Jackson Miller this evening and she said illicit enrichment in the report about 40 times. 40. So, you see, when we do program like these, it is about the truth. And Gilly is asking, and rightfully so, when is the Integrity Commission going to be tabling the next 7 report? Because the Integrity Commission in their report for 2024 said that they had 2 more to the 6. So it's 8 people in the parliament who are under investigation for illicit enrichment. Now we know that the Prime Minister is one such person. And people are asking for the Prime Minister to step aside. And some people are saying the call is premature. And some people are saying no. The Prime Minister withheld valid information from the public because the Prime Minister was asked about people on his side, in his party, who were under investigation. Now, more things are going to pop away, because we might find, and I don't want nobody to say, me have no link in the Integrity Commission, poor me. But we might find that other members of the GLP who are sitting in the parliament are under the investigation and they might know a long time. So the Prime Minister say he want to run a lawsuit now for all who say he did know a long time because him never know. But Prime Minister, truth is a defense to defamation. If a man says something about you and it defame your character when you find out it's true, you can't win the lawsuit, brother. So just be careful. Just be careful. You might put yourself in more problems than where you're in already. Because when Ruel Reid got into trouble, the Prime Minister said for good governance, the man have to step aside. When Dr. Wheatley get in trouble on a petrol jam, he had to step aside. When Hutchinson get in a problem with the land them, with the sugar land them, he had to step aside. Some don't understand now that the Integrity Commission pointed out some things that them have problem with the Prime Minister and has referred the Prime Minister to the police. Because I hear people say FID, FID. FID is simply the police, man. It is an arm of the police force that investigate financial crimes. So, the Integrity Commission said that they found enough to say to FID, on the need to investigate the Prime Minister. They have also said that they found enough that the tax administration of Jamaica must check out the Prime Minister. Because the Prime Minister for some of them company there, we're almost $500 million I got 2 and 4. File nil tax. So them not make no money, them not do no business to pay no taxes. So at the end of the financial year, it's a nil filing. So they must say, the man, we check out the man. Now, with all of that now, you know, what it is that we have learned thus far. And I am saying at this point, I man realize that no more prime minister, no for inner office, a juggle. If the money not enough, left the work. You shouldn't be the prime minister and a juggle for yourself and a juggle for the country. Because I don't know, someone want to go on like an idiot, you know. But I'm not an idiot. I'm going to put out a post on YouTube. No, YouTube, sorry. Excuse me. I have a post on TikTok. Colin Shakafi Bell. On TikTok. Where we are say, no prime minister, no fear do business. And some people say me bad mind. Some of them say me I idiot, the man have to make money. So the prime minister pays about $24 million a year. $24 million a year. The prime minister get for him pay. Some about there or maybe a little more. If you get $24 million plus as prime minister, a whole heap of other things come your way. Whole heap of other things. Where if you really check it out, you know, have to spend that the money there. The government provide you with vehicle, with chauffeur, with gardener, with helper. The amount of perks will come around that. And then PGA Patterson said when you leave office and you reach the age of retirement, whatever the prime minister pays, that you get for your pension. Now I'm saying, before you're prime minister, you must do your business. When you leave, you do more business. You do speaking engagement and you make a whole heap more money. Man, them say, I know Barack Obama make money, you know, brother. I know him make money. The president of the United States can do no business, no personal business while he's in office. And it's for good reason. Because just the name prime minister alone intimidate people. Just by being the prime minister, that is intimidation. You imagine a banker sit down at his or her desk, looking after a file, your file or my file, and the prime minister call and say, I want to meet with you at 12 o'clock. You think that banker got itch in going to meet with the prime minister? It's the prime minister that. Them policemen, they know a FID. Get this thing here to investigate the prime minister. Right now, whole heap of them turn fool, I wonder what to do. Sister Maxine Authors, welcome. She's saying that the prime minister must not have any business while in office. Absolutely none. That's against the ethics rule. Of course, you shouldn't buy in stocks and bonds. No, it no look good. It no look good. I'm a challenge the labor rights. I'm going to come on this tonight. Come tell me how that makes sense. Let me simplify it for you, because I like to simplify it. Those of you who have a shop or a bar, you employ a bartender or a shopkeeper, and every morning the bartender carry a bottle of rum come and sell in your bar, or the shopkeeper carry a bag of rice and I sell that in your shop. That's what it is, you know. The prime minister run the country, and at the same time, I buy stocks in a companies that is under his jurisdiction. Setting up companies to get involved in real estate. When a him a run housing trust. Not no work, so. And as I said, I think it was Saturday morning, that if that is legal in Jamaica, it ought to stop. And as my sister Maxine said, it is not ethical. No look good. The Prime Minister must deal with him one job. And that's why a lot of people are big up Nigel Clark, and I congratulate him. And I am saying to people that I am struggling with the fact that my finance minister was looking at job while he was the finance minister. You see, these roles are service. These roles are putting yourself forward, country before self. Because a lot of people in Jamaica make more money than the Prime Minister and the Finance Minister, And of them are the highest paid people in the country. You have a lot of CEOs that are making more money than the Prime Minister, than the Finance Minister. But it's a sacrifice that you make when you go into politics. Politics is not a bed of roses, Because you have some people who are going like say them no rate politician. But let me tell you this. The amount of money a politician give away. Because me never reached nowhere in the politics that I was elected. And the amount of money where me give away. If me ever see all of that one time right now, you see, was skip and dance. And when you're in office, you're going to be giving away so much more. It is service you're giving. Putting yourself out there to assist people and to assist your country. That Jamaica may, under God, increase in beauty, fellowship, and prosperity, and to play her part in advancing the welfare of the whole human race. Is you putting yourself out there. Say, in the service of my fellow men, I promise to stand up for peace. Oh, we go. I promise to stand up for justice, brotherhood, and peace, to work diligently and creatively, to think generously and honestly. That's the pledge, man. That's the pledge. Shaka, if you remember when Donald Trump won in 2016, he had to step down out of his company, out of business them. Yes, you have to give up them there because there's a thing that is called conflict of interest. And you see, cat mouth kill cock, How many I want to remember Trump didn't step down from his business? He didn't. No, man, he had to do. Maybe he did hide and do something. But the law in America says you have to get somebody to run your business. Yeah? Let me tell you something, my people. See this thing about service. This thing about running your country is a serious thing. And you have to make the sacrifice. And you have to see a whole heap of opportunities to make money where you have to turn your back on. If you are honest and honorable, the Prime Minister of Canada cannot even have a charitable organization now, Gilly. This is one more. Because the Integrity Commission is saying that the Prime Minister run a charity called Positive Jamaica. And to buy the bond, the one that cost, I think it was 94,000 US. Some of the money came from Positive Jamaica. And if you dig into the report and you read the report, you'll see when them say the Prime Minister basically said the bank make a whole heap of mistake. I mean, I wonder how the bank makes so much mistake with the Prime Minister's account. I find it very strange. One of the time, one of the account was reported in US dollars. And when the Integrity Commission start digging at it, then you hear say, no, a Jamaican dollar, the bank make a mistake. I don't know. I don't know why the EOJ is in the Prime Minister's office. The EOJ now in the Prime Minister's office. Mark Golden, look outside your eyes. I don't know of the EOJ in the Prime Minister's office. Don't know about that. Trump's son and daughter was supposed to be running the business. Yeah, man, in America, the law say you know if you have nothing to do with it. You have to step down while you are in government. One of my guests are called me. Hold on. Auntie Rose. All right. Hold the line for me. Hold the line for me. Hold the line for me. Make we bring on Sister Rose Shaw. Yeah, man. Hold on there. Make we bring on Sister Rose Shaw. And here, Wagwan down at St. Thomas. Make we hear Wagwan down at St. Thomas. 5 minutes going up to the hour of 9 o'clock. Auntie Rose, good evening. How you do?
I am soldiering on, my brother.
Soldiering on. Welcome to Styles FM, Portland Spice TV, and we're upon Caribbean Radio up there, New York and Florida and all of them places there. The people might hear right across the world, you know.
Wonderful.
Beautiful. No, we were just talking about the Integrity Commission report, but let's go to Eastern St. Thomas, and let me start in Morant Bay first. And of course, let me say condolences to the passing of Comrade Washi, who passed on a couple months ago, maybe more than 5 months ago, and you were expecting a by-election. What is the mood on the ground in the Morant Bay division right now?
Well, the mood on the ground at this time is somewhat a somber mood, and also people are getting restless because they're used to a particular person, a particular counselor to deal with their welfare, and there has been a vacuum.
And as
a result.
Would you agree a particular kind of response when they call on the council as well?
Yes, indeed. No doubt about that.
So what is coming out of the mayor parlor right now? Any news coming up from the mayor?
Well, Mr. Bell, I can't speak for the mayor, you know. I would suggest that you get the mayor on the program to explain himself. But what I have seen is I know for a fact that person reached out to the mayor because, you know, the mayor, the law states that the mayor is the acting councillor.
Yes.
Until a by-election is called. And persons I know reached out to the mayor, and I think the response, they have not gotten any good response. Hence, persons have taken to the streets on more than one occasion.
How do you feel knowing that a resignation was manufactured down in Northeast Centre and in less than 24 hours a by-election was called? How that make you guys feel over there?
I spoke to that. I mean, it's just partisan political manipulation. And, you know, I don't think the government really cares. I don't think the government care because the law states clearly that in the event of a death of a councillor, that a by-election should be called within 90 days. It says within. The law states clearly. Mm-hmm. And interestingly, one interesting point is that the mayor, at the last meeting, when the mayor was asked about the by-election, the mayor was totally unaware, Mr. Bell, that he is the one who is supposed to call the by-election.
So he never knows him of the authority.
And, you know, This is a very worrying trend. Very worrying trend because you have councillors who really don't know their role. And in my time, councillors have to do a little crash program,
Yes.
to sort of okay themselves with the runnings of the council and their roles and responsibilities. But I don't know what has happened. The system has broken down so badly. It's really, really, really sad.
So isn't there still workshop when the council change or when you after an election? What I know is that they normally have some workshops for the councillors that don't take place anymore.
Normally, but I don't know what obtained at the moment. Normally,
you used to be the mayor of Morant Bay, right?
Yes.
How long ago was that?
Long ago, from 1990 to 1995.
Oh, so that's a long time ago. You are also the candidate for Eastern St. Thomas. And what we are understanding, if the by-election is going to take place, you will be the candidate for Morant Bay Division?
Yes, I was asked by the people and the party to
be the candidate. Tell us a little bit, though, about Eastern St. Thomas and what are some of your plans for that constituency going into the general election?
Well, basically, what I'm doing now, I have a program, a plan that is developed. Well, we had this program since 3 years ago. A team and myself, I like to surround myself with bright people, So
yes.
A team and myself, we sat together and we identify the problems, we identify the issues, being that we are from the parish and we are with the people on the ground. Mm-hmm. And we have developed a program. One in particular is I spoke about it times and times. St. Thomas is an agriculture parish. And when you look on the ground, the amount of spoilage that is on the ground, the mangoes, the breadfruit, the pears, etc. Right? Plum, we recognize that there is a need for this agro. We have an agro park, so we recognize that we need a packaging plant, mm-hmm. For distribution.
So you want to do some agro processing?
Agro processing plant. That's
mm-hmm.
right.
Right. Mm-hmm. What about the present situation where you have lost the sugar factory? The whole sugar estate, a lot of people out of work because of that. How are you going to address that in the short term?
Well, the short term is the agro park. Persons have started farming in the agro park. You have persons with 5-acre plot of land, some 10 acres, and so on. Those lands were made available. That was during the time when Fenton Ferguson was Member of Parliament. I think that was one of his pilot projects.
And Auntie Rose, hold on for me. We must take a break. We are up on the break at Styles FM. So let's take the break and we come back. Caribbean Radio, Styles FM, Portland Spice TV. 2 minutes after 9 o'clock. Chungy, let's take the break and come right back. You can give me back if you want to, know. So we invite everybody to wake up. No more sleeping in bed. Jamaica is in a place where we have to ensure that we take back our country and put it on solid ground. We have to build a future for our children, what it is that we are going to leave. We're talking to Rosemary Shaw, the PNP candidate for Eastern St. Thomas. Rose, we were talking about the short-term plan for people who have lost their jobs on the sugar estate.
Yes. Well, Mr. Bell, you always talk about the creative industry, right? That's one of your pet peeves. And when you look at the licensed pavilion ground, you know the licensed pavilion ground?
Yes, I do.
It has a lot of potential. And I think at this time, it is underutilized. So we also have great plans to bring that industry to fruition when the time comes. The licensed pavilion ground, a very big area, and it is being underutilized at this time.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you said a while ago that some people got some 5-acre plot on those lands that
yes,
we
the
have sugar cane.
agro-park, the
Right.
agro-park in the Wheeler Field, Golden Grove area.
Was there any damage from beryl?
Yes. There was a significant amount of damage in the agriculture industry there.
How are they recovering?
From my knowledge, I have spoken to persons. They have reported the damage to RADA. I don't know if they are able to get benefit. As far as I know, I spoke with a couple of persons and they have not yet. So I am yet to know what is happening in that industry.
What about Bath Fountain, Rose? Tell us. Go ahead. You're about to say something else.
Okay, you asked me about Bath Fountain.
Talk to us about Bath Fountain and the possibilities there with tourism.
Okay. You know, there are great possibilities in Bath Fountain. I recall a few weeks ago, we were invited, Councillor myself, were invited by persons, and we went up the river. I mean, it's amazing to see what happens there. Yeah, and those persons really don't have any local standard. They don't have, we ask them to get registered. We're trying to point them to, people who does massages and all. And, they some of them have their certificate from TPDCO, but they need assistance financially to carry out their business. That is up the river. Now, in terms of the Bath fountain itself, I'm talking about up the river. But I understand that there are talks of privatization.
Oh.
And the councillor is well afraid with that because he meets those persons on a weekly basis. So he was briefing me the other day about I think TPDCO has some plans for that area.
What privatization at Bath would look like, though?
Well, as I said, I don't have all the information. The council was sort of briefing me because he said that some personnel came from TPDCO to the parish council meeting. To put forward a proposal.
Okay.
I can't speak to that proposal.
The urban center, will that be in your constituency? Is that your constituency?
No, that is in Western St. Thomas.
Oh.
And that is one of the things that we talked about. The town of Morant Bay will be moving to Springfield, where the urban center. So you know what is going to happen there. There is also going to be a vacuum because I understand that the courthouse is supposed to be relocated there. And There also the bank, one of the banks. I'm not sure if it's both banks. And to be honest, it is not in Eastern St. Thomas.
But is that a good thing? But where the town is now is Eastern St. Thomas.
Yes.
But when they do the urban center, that is over Western St. Thomas. But is that a good thing though for Morant Bay?
Well, the building is very nice building. But my concern is persons from the Far East, persons that are coming from Dalvik, coming from Bath. It is going to add more economic pressure on those persons because they would have to find additional taxi fares. While they could pay one fare to come to Morant Bay, they would have to now look at 2 or possibly 3 fares. So that is left to be seen. I don't want it to appear as if I am against development. So that is left to be seen and to be felt by the residents when that comes to fruition. I have a concern too, you see, Mr. Bell.
Talk to me.
The parochial roads, and I speak now, the entire constituency, but I speak now mostly from Morant Bay division because it's without a councillor.
Talk to me.
It's the worst condition I have seen the parochial roads in that division. Believe me, it is appalling. And I have seen no effort to address. And it's without a councillor. So the other day I was talking about it, and, persons were saying in a comment that the state agencies are there to take care of those issues. So I said to the person, so why do you elect a councillor? And I don't want anybody to tell me about state agencies because I've had my experience. A case in point, Dumfries, a district within the Morant Bay division, Dumfries was out of electricity, right? Not very, just last week, right? For 2 days. The residents called me and they spoke with me. Some houses had lights, while some had none. So they weren't aware of what caused that. So, they reached out to me, and I reached out to JPS. Called the toll-free line. Nobody was answering. I had to took a visit to Rosemary Road. When I went to Rosemary Road, yes, and I spent 2 hours there. I got a number, and at one stage, the number was not calling as if it was at a standstill. So I went back to the customer service rep and I spoke to them and I said, listen, I've been here for 2 hours now.
Yeah.
Right? And I spoke with a supervisor. When the supervisor went on the computer, there was no record of anybody reporting it. Right? And she was very, very helpful because she called the operations manager. Bear in mind that there is no JPS office in Morant Bay.
Anymore, right.
Right. So when she called, the operations manager had no knowledge. And I'm saying, now can you imagine a poor, unfortunate person step into JPS now, they would be given the runaround.
Sit on the whole day.
Yeah. And I can tell you, Mr. Bell, by the time I reach Crossroads from Rosemary Road, one of the residents called me to say that they got back their life.
All right.
So when people are talking about state agency, as if when we're talking about representation persons, in this time you need strong, sensible, and caring representatives to deal with the business of the people.
I'll tell you one, Rose. I give a joke. Presently in East Portland, the Titchfield High School and the Happy Grove High School are not fully open since September. And nobody's here making representation. Any little nice make, and me have to make it. If me not make little nice, no nice no make. And the people, and there are people on social media saying, I know the MP business. at the Minister of Education and the Ministry and Region 2 Business. And I said to them, you know what I said to them? Roads are also the responsibility of the NWA. But as soon as piece of asphalt put on, Miss one lady a dance pan it.
TikTok. That's correct.
What our children are missing out on days in school and nobody cares.
Quite so.
Where are we going as a people?
Very worrying.
Talk to me about the Princess Margaret Hospital, the healthcare in your constituency.
Well, that has been ventilated. You have demonstrations and you have persons who spoke out about it. I understand that the situation is a little bit better now since those demonstrations, because you know what happened to our dear Councillor Washi at that same institution.
Talk to me, yes.
So,
what are your plans for that, though?
Well, certainly, when you have a government with persons who know the situation, who care, and sensible people who know that you cannot, there's no way that person can go to the hospital and sit up in a chair. There is no beds, right? Sometimes they cannot get even medication at the facility. They have to go elsewhere. So my plan is to have a Minister of Health who does his or her feasibility study, right, and work in collaboration with the Member of Parliament. You have the hospital board as well, and the board cannot escape what is happening at the Princess Margaret Hospital. They have a board of management.
How you stay with ambulance at that hospital?
Well, I understand that it's just one ambulance. You know, the situation where Councillor Brian had to take a private vehicle.
That's why I'm asking that question, that even after Councillor Brian died, still the same situation?
Mm-hmm. Same situation of things. If it has changed, it must be yesterday.
What are some of the problems that the constituency is facing at the minute, Rose? You mentioned roads already. What else?
Yes. You hear about employment has been lessened. Still have high unemployment in the constituency. You have persons who leave schools with subjects. You know, have to be encouraging these youngsters like to go to teachers' college and to go to nursing school. Some of them cannot afford it. Financially, they can't. So, you know, you have some students would like, you know, at least to have a little job that they could further their studies. It is extremely difficult. I can tell you that. Extremely difficult.
We're talking to Rosemary Shaw, the PNP MP candidate for Eastern St. Thomas, and if and when a by-election is called for the Morant Bay division, she's also going to be the candidate. The two roles, Rose, that have you right now must have you under a lot of pressure.
Well, no, that is something I'm used to. That comes natural to me, you know, representation and to deal with people's welfare. You know, that has been my life.
Yes.
But I don't want to leave the program though without touching on what obtained now with the road. I don't know if you saw the news yesterday where the entire area, Lee Hall, going around to Fish Cove, that area was totally inundated with water, flood water. What happened is that the roadway, they built the culvert, they sink it below the sea level. And then they build a wall, and the water is now backing up and can't get to run freely.
Oh, God.
So, that's a dangerous situation there.
What are your views? The fact that a new road was planned that would bypass some of these areas, and the government has decided to shelve that plan and to fix the existing alignment. Are you comfortable
Well,
with that?
no, I've never been comfortable. And I spoke about it times and times. Yeah, I wrote 2 articles on in that respect. And can't be comfortable because remember, that we are a seacoast parish.
Right.
From
yes.
Roselle coming right. So, without the construction being done in a proper and a sensible way, we are going to have problems.
And we see a lot of sea erosion in the Port Morant area. Just after you leave Port Morant going down to the cemetery side there.
Indeed. And as I talk about Port Morant, when you look, I invite you, if there's a heavy downpour, to come to Port Morant Square.
Oh, yeah.
It has descending into a dangerous riverbed. That's what Port Morant Square looks like.
How you going to fix that when you become the MP? Because we know you're going to win.
National Work Agency must do their work. They must do their work, and they have to have a representative that will be proactive. Because this can't continue.
No, absolutely not.
Huh?
Absolutely not. Rose,
another thing that I want to touch on, Mr. Bell, is the removal of the license post office. For 3.5 years. I understand that the landlord is not being paid by the government. Rent is not being paid. And I understand the license post office is going to be removed sometime this week to Morant Bay. Now, can you imagine those poor pensioners who is getting like a $2,000 or $3,000?
They might go Morant Bay for it now.
Precisely.
And tell you what, they might end up down at the urban center soon.
That too. That too.
Because the aim of the urban center, from my understanding, is a one-stop shop where all government agencies are going to be in that area.
That's what I understand. So
those poor pensioners leave license. For now, they might stop in Morant Bay, but soon they're going down to the urban center.
That's right. And it is the duty of the government to take care of its citizens, especially the elderly. I'm deeply concerned. So I am going to reach out to the powers that be to see what can be done, because the government holds the landlord for 3 to 4 years worth of rent. Yeah, Damian Crawford would say, "What can go so?
What can go so?
Can go so?
My gosh, that's a whole heap of rent."
Oh yeah.
Before you go though, Comrade Shaw, the present situation in the country, where the Integrity Commission has referred the Prime Minister to the police for investigation for financial issues. What are your views?
Well, is that so? It has been referred to the police? To the
FID. The FID is the police.
To the FID, okay.
It's the police.
Yes.
You see, we like to do things very simple on this program, that everybody can understand. It is the police.
Listen, it's a dark day in the history of Jamaica. I am not particularly pleased, and I'm not gloating either. But it is very, very concerning when you have a prime minister, our prime minister, being referred to the FID for investigation. It's very, very concerning. And I hear people defending it. How can you defend the indefensible?
They are saying that any call for his resignation at this time is premature. What say you?
Well, if it was another country, then that prime minister or that person would have to step down. Take for instance our motherland. If it was in England,
oh God,
that could not mean England.
You remember how much people resign in a short space of time over there?
Exactly.
And how many elections They have had?
That's the thing. Yeah, it's very, very concerning, and it sounds bad. Sounds bad.
Roshaw, I want to thank you for talking to us this evening. If there's anything you want to add before you go, please do.
Well, I am just calling now on the Minister of Local Government to allocate funding for parochial roads, because he used to be a councillor. So I don't understand why is he so comfortable to allow other agencies to be dealing with the parish council roads. I hear that there was a program called Spark. Now I hear that another program is out, and nobody seems to understand what is going on.
Sparks not sparking.
I'm sorry?
Sparks not sparking at all.
Well, that is it. That is it. Yeah, the roads are really appalling. When you look at the Needham Pen to Nuts River back road, where the hospital, at the hospital back road, you call it Nuts River Road, Nuts River to Needham Pen going around.
Yeah.
I mean, that is one of the worst road ever. And I know that Councillor Brian has always been making representation, but there were no funding coming to the parish council to deal with those roads.
Because during the last council, PNP was in charge of the council, so them not get nothing.
Well, it would want to look so. It seemed that way. It seemed that way, and it shouldn't be so. It shouldn't. I mean, the system has to change. It has to change the soccer system.
The system need to be for the people.
Yeah.
And not a GLP or a PNP system,
That's
but a
right.
people system.
Needs to be for the people, working for the people.
Comrade Shaw, thank you very much. I wish you all the best going forward.
You're most welcome.
Blessings, my
Have
sister.
a pleasant night.
We'll talk again.
Good.
Yeah, man. Rosemary Shaw, the PNP candidate for Eastern St. Thomas. I tell you, we are in serious times. These are some serious times we are in right now in Jamaica. And we must take stock as a people. And you see, I try to say to people time and time again, what I would love to see is we start putting Jamaica first. And I tell people every time that I respect all labor rights. And I respect all PNP. I have a problem with the people who don't vote. Serious problem. And it is the majority of those who can vote that don't vote. It is the minority that we have choosing government elections after election. 37% and all of them amount of people they have vote. And we have a good 60% sitting down, not voting, not participating. I say, shame on you. Shame on you. And then you criticize and ostracize. But when the time comes, you don't exercise your franchise. Every citizen of Jamaica who can vote ought to vote. It is about choosing who manages your country, who manage your constituency, who manage the affairs of your division. And I like to use where I am at as an example. The people of East Portland, we have a type C hospital for our first call when anybody gets sick or meet into an accident. We have a type C facility. And it look like some people comfortable with that. I am not comfortable. But the strange part is that the people who manages the constituency, you have never heard them saying anything about it or doing anything to make it better. But people tell you that they are going to win the next election. Is that you want going forward? What can go so? We have a serious brain drain here in East Portland, where parents send their children to school because we are proud people and we believe in educating our children. But when you send them to school, they can't come back to Portland because there are no opportunities here. And you have a set of people who sit down and they are satisfied with the status quo. A constituency that have so much to offer, and people sit down upon them laurels and no one do nothing. It's 9:30. We take our final break. When we come back, we invite you to give us a call on 804-7072. Call us on WhatsApp or call us straight. Chungy, make we take the break and forward. I like this message our Elaine normally sent out, Elaine Brown. Elaine says it's 9:30. Do you know where your children are? And Kingsley is asking, Shaka, how do we vote outside of Jamaica? You have to come home. We don't have, like what the US have, mail-in vote. No. When the election call, if you can, take a trip and come home. But you have a lot of people who are here in Jamaica who don't vote. I want to invite them to participate in the process. Participate in the process. Participate in choosing your leaders, people who really care. Because you see, one of my disappointment is that with our two premier high school not being fully open, that you would have seen your elected representative rallying with the schools, being at the school, being on the compound, visiting, ensuring that they ramp up the work, gang the work, get more people upon it, do the work faster. I think that's what I say, if they really care about us. But one of the things, if you want to manipulate people is you keep them dunce. So you can draw wool over them face regular. Mr. Bell, as a Jamaican that believe in the policies of Michael Manley, if Jamaicans had stayed the course of the policies, Jamaica would be a more stable and prosperous. We miss the boat. We miss the boat in many things, Christopher Campbell. Whole heap of things we miss the boat in. Yeah, man. Mr. Oldness then call me, no, man. Me just see a message here. Say it a come from Andrew Oldness. And he's saying, good night, my fellow Jamaicans home and abroad. Respectfully. Call me, Mr. Oldness. Me have some question. Would I love to ask you, sir. Please and thanks. Now the people in the chat room, want to see Mr. Andrew Wellness? Give me a call, no, man. Me want to ask you a few questions, sir. Me want to ask you why you want to have 28 accounts, sir. And me want to ask you again, if you don't agree with me, that as Prime Minister, you shouldn't be doing any other business, sir. Me know the law might allow you now, but would you agree that we should change the law that Prime Ministers shouldn't be conducting their personal business while in office as Prime Minister? Then call me now, Mr. Wellness, man. Yeah, go answer. You send me a little one message. Eh? Chongi, you want to see in my chat room, yes, sir? You want to see in the chat room? And me know a long time, say Mr. Wellness, listen to me, you know. Because I think it was the first night we came on. The first night we came on, and me tell him, say, if he call the state of emergency, he did. You'll have to consult your advisor before speaking on public, before speak public on your plat. No, that no Andrew. Andrew brighter on that. Andrew brighter on that. Your sentence now carry. I will definitely have consult. No, your grammar poor. That is not Andrew. That is not Dr. Andrew Wellness. Shaka, what can go so? Reggae girl, big up yourself. I'll tell people all the while, it's not the student that pass with all ones is the boast. Worry about the ones that did not pass or graduate. You see, that's a big problem. That's a big problem. The ones who don't pass. And our educational system is set up in apartheid style. That the schools that get the worst performing children get little bit of money, less resource. So we're going about the thing the wrong way. And if we don't address those problems, you know, dog are going to supper. Because education is one of the ways that we can kick off the door and leave out of poverty. Education is one of the ways that we can long-term solve this crime problem that we have in Jamaica. Because when people are bright and them have them degree and them masters, them not get involved in a certain kind of crime. And we have to look that way. But I also say to people, that is the culture and the creative industry. That is the fastest way we're going to start growing our economy. The fastest way we're going to start growing economy. You know my stance about agriculture. I believe in food security and food safety. I do. And I believe that we can feed ourselves But I honestly don't believe that we can compete on the global stage in agriculture to grow this economy to the level that we need to. It is the culture and the creative industry that we need to use to grow this economy, to bridge the gap between the import and the export. We are importing so much more than we are exporting, and what we need to start exporting is culture. That is what we need to start exporting. A lot of people who are in government and in leadership don't have a clue about this orange economy. The orange economy is growing around the world. I normally tell you that it valued at $3 trillion. When I did my last research recently, we are at $3.4 trillion and employing over 51 million people across the world. Jamaica has been left behind, and Jamaica is a country that is well with culture, well with talent, but we don't really invest in those kind of things to ensure that the people who are talented really achieve their true potential. And that's why you hear people, I say, we cartel up on the stage. But I want to say to Jamaica, look at all the people you see are gravitating now to the PNP. I saw a video the other day with Barrington Levy up on the stage down at Clarendon. Yeah. It is because of the plans that we are putting forward. That's how we want to build the culture and the creative industry. Why we see these creatives are coming around the party. Sir Wellness, why you don't go and loan some show? People, I tell you, say it's not. Don't be fooled. It's not Andrew Wellness. Andrew Wellness grammar not so poor. I have some interesting things to reveal shortly to the Jamaican public. Oh man, your grammar. You have to sort out your grammar before you try. Go on like you're a bro God. Bro God not done, you know. I tell you that. The only politician in my lifetime that truly loved Jamaicans, especially the poor, was Michael Manley. He was a visionary. If someone tell you to get education, they must love you. Michael Manley was a man before his time. Yeah, man. Visionary. And we can remember some of the things that Michael Manley put forward. And we're still living bigly off the National Housing Trust. Government is taking what? $4 billion every year from the National Housing Trust for budgetary support. Something that Michael Manley put in place to assist low-income earners to really get a house. Yeah, man. And we see now they're building house for iron people. We have to do better than that. We have to do better than that. Reggae girl, we know say not him, man. Somebody I impersonate. Somebody I impersonate. Under my administration, we are currently looking forward to increase minimum wage once again before the general. Yes, Rasta. I would have suggest that you fix some farm roads. I would have suggest that you go fix Bellevue Road. Bellevue Road needs addressing. The road from Port Antonio up to Moortown needs patching. So a lot more things needs to be done. But I would want you to answer the questions as it relates to your statutory filing. So careful, mind you got jail if you impersonate people. It's a serious crime, you hear me, friend? So you be careful. If I have $1, I would spend 50% of it on education. It is a game changer. it changed generations of poor people lives. No, it's no joke, you know. There are some things that you must prioritize if you're looking at the future. And that's why I'm so upset with all the local representatives down here in East Portland. Really upset with all of them, barring none, with the situation at Titchfield and Happy Grove, because I've heard none of them, none of our elected representative come out and say anything. And we have elected the representative down here. We got Happy Grove and we have got Titchfield. And we don't hear nothing from them. And the schools are struggling and been struggling for a long time. But, you know, my people, we don't have to open our eyes. And you, the average man in the street, and I said it earlier, the silent majority, there are over 38,000 people on the voters list in East Portland. And 20,000 never vote one time yet. 20,000 have never voted in East Portland. So there are more than 18,000 people who don't vote. So you have the PNP and the GLP. And when you look at the voters list, there are enough votes that a third party could have come and win the election. I am calling on you this time around to come out and play a part. Play a part. Reggae girl. Me agree with you. We are called for Mr. Oldness. We're in the chat room. Mr. Oldness in the chat room. Come talk to you nicely, man. Give me a call. 804-7072. If you don't have no credit, you can call up on WhatsApp because obviously you have data or you have Wi-Fi where you're there. So you can call up on WhatsApp and talk to me. Tell me about the whole account them where you have. Tell me about the loan where you get, where you know really, where they had expected it to be a secure loan that turned out to be unsecured. My people, we are at a place in Jamaica now where we must change course. We must change course. We are at a place where the dollar is sliding, but people are telling us that the dollar is stable. We are at a place where people are suffering, food prices are extremely high, but the government said they have a surplus of money. We are at a place where if something goes wrong with you in the night, you can't call the hospital to get the ambulance, it's not coming. You hear me? You cannot call the hospital to get the ambulance, it's not coming. We are at a place where our roads are in deplorable condition. And even the roads, we see them just fix and mash up, are full of pothole, because the quality of the work is not value for money. May I tell you now? Things don't look good around here. Buju Banton say, opportunity a scarce commodity. This time I say, when mama spend her last and send you go class, youth, don't ever play. The part that I want to talk about him say, who can run will run. But what about those who can't? They will have to stay. And if some people going to have to stay, we have to ensure that there's something that they are going to stay for. Yeah? Because you can't stay and the place that deteriorate. There's this argument that crime is down 17%. And I hear some people are jump on a wave. And I am happy that the crime is going down. But crime going down for 2 and 3 months is not where we want to be. We have to sustain that. We have to start go a year, 2 years, and see the trend trending down. How many of you are aware that there's a downturn in tourist arrival in Jamaica over last year? How many of you are aware of that? There's a downturn in tourist arrival in Jamaica. I don't know the reason for it. I heard the consultant, Delano Sivright, saying it is because of the American election. I don't know if people stop travel because election, but the Bahamas, they are reporting record high. Barbados is growing. There was a travel advisory put out on Jamaica, you know. The America was saying to their people that the health sector in Jamaica is poor and health care is very expensive if you go private. So don't travel to Jamaica. And then we see the man drop out of airport and dead. And there were ambulance issue with it. And that vindicates the American argument that they put out against us. So we're not even reacting. We are not even reacting to situations. We're not even reacting to situations. Yeah, man, no. We're going to report that man where I impersonate Andrew to the police. I will have a police watch a show, you know. Right now, a superintendent online I watch. So we might just hold it tonight. Good evening. Welcome to Portland Spice TV. Welcome to Styles FM.
Hi, good evening, sir. How you doing?
I'm fine, thanks. Welcome to the show.
I'm calling you from Georgia, Atlanta.
Atlanta, Georgia. Where in Atlanta you're calling from? Savannah?
No, I'm in Cobb County.
Okay, cool. Welcome to the show, man. Talk to me.
Well, I've been sending you some little texts, but I kind of felt moved. I've lived in Jamaica in 40 years.
Wow, that's a long time.
It's a long time. And actually, I'm going to give you a little antidote. I tried buying a house in Montego Bay about 10 years ago, and I got robbed. And that was when I walked away from Jamaica in terms of, I built a house in Barbados, as a matter of fact.
Oh, gosh.
And because I want to give you a little story. We're kind of a high-profile couple, and the now Prime Minister, we were telling him about what happened to us, and his thing was, well, same thing happened to some relative of his. So with that, we decided, well, this is not the place for us to come back. If we are talking to the Prime Minister of the country and we are saying, this is what, by the way, there was the bank that caused the whole thing.
The bank?
So if I can have the bank, yes, that withdrew the from the whole negotiation and, scuttled the whole thing. But in any case, my reason for calling is, I don't know where to start with Jamaica. I haven't been down there in 4 years, was the last time. But I've always kept in touch with what's happening in Jamaica. I can tell you in a straight line from when I leave Jamaica to know what's happening in Jamaica. And I talk to my friends down there and they say, boy, you know more than me than what's going on because I don't watch the news and whatever.
Okay.
But so I have a love for Jamaica, even though I'm very disappointed in my country because every time we seem to be able to step over the threshold to go to the next level, the corruption and all of the other ailment that seem to be the body of the country won't allow us to take the next step up onto the ladder. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't think we're serious people. We're not serious people. The reason I say that is that if you don't educate your people and allow them to have thoughts and can solve things in an intellectual way, you cannot then tell me that you want to do the 2030 stuff and all of that stuff. That is just idle talk.
Yeah, we're going to miss that. We're going to miss that.
Yeah.
Vision 2030.
Hold on. No, that cannot be attained at this point. It cannot be attained. I mean, we are very good at saying things, but we don't follow through on the things because we don't want to do the hard work. And just talking won't get it done. We have to do the hard work to attain the things we want to attain. We have to educate our kids so that they can compete in a global community. We can't just underfund the schools. And as I said earlier, if I had $1, I'd spend 50 cents on education because I've seen using myself and everybody I know who have become successful. Because poor people in general, we were always the one at the bottom and we had to fight our way up. And we generally use education to do it. Yeah. Now we have turned our backs on education, and we believe in jingoism and sound bites. Yes. But we don't want to do the hard work. The hard work is that's why I love Michael Mandino. And we have to go back and revisit those policies that Michael had, because Michael understood that to get people out of poverty is not to make money jingle in your pocket, but put education in your brain.
Well,
so you can become a free person.
You see, this government is creating narrative instead of creating a sustainable way of life for our people.
Yeah, but you see, one of the mistake I think people make, politicians make, especially on the right, which Andrew Holness is on the right, the JLP is on, they want to superimpose the American system on Jamaica. It won't work. Because in a lot of ways, the American system is also failing in terms of education. Yeah. It's a very what do you call it, apartheid system here. It's based on where you live. It's based on your tax code and all of these things. That's why the black community is finding it so hard to catch up, because when you come from poverty and when Reagan came in, he cut a lot of the federal funding for schools.
Okay.
And that caused a lot of people that couldn't afford to go to university anymore, to take on these huge debts, and it now created that whole effect of that thing over the last couple of decades. Mm-hmm. I've locked a lot of people out of the education system, especially higher education. It's too expensive.
Yeah, I know. I know.
So what Andrew Holness and the JLP have always done, they try to look at America and they try to move that system onto the Jamaicans. It can't work. It cannot work. We have to look for a system that some of the system in the US can work and some of it won't work. And the crony capitalism that Andrew Holness then practice will never work, because it will lock out most of the people in Jamaica. You understand?
I hear you, my brother. I hear you.
We have to get serious. When I man with 28 bank account, and I'm a businessman, and I don't know how any normal person, much less a sitting prime minister, can manage 28 bank accounts.
How many accounts you have?
I maybe have 4 accounts, and I have real estate. I deal with Wall Street and all them things, and I have maybe 4 or 5 accounts.
Oh, okay.
No normal person, especially a sitting prime minister, can manage 28 accounts. And by the way, let me say this without any fear of anybody. The reason why Leaching and them can't get away the things where them get away in the bank is because them help him set up them things there. The one at SSL and the Leachings and all them. Andrew Holness is not sophisticated enough to set up them kind of thing there.
I don't know if nobody help him or whatever. I wouldn't say that. But because I also believe that if he got professional help, maybe you wouldn't find him account them.
Yeah, I mean, people can give you an outline of what to do without get them mind at one of them names and things. I'm sure it's a scratch back society. Jamaica is, you do this favor for me and I'll do, I'll make sure you get whatever you need.
That is why I say that a prime minister in office should not be allowed to be doing personal business. And if that is the case, we need to change the law.
Especially Andrew Onis. Andrew Onis is a very crafty person.
I am not pointing at Andrew alone. I am just saying that no prime minister should be doing so many businesses.
Well, yes, but he's the only prime minister we have ever known to have this amount of business.
Before we go off radio, is one thing I want to say to people. We still have 3 ex-prime ministers alive in Jamaica. Can we do a research and see how many accounts they had while they were prime minister, how many business they used to do while they were prime minister? It's something that we need to look at. I want to say thanks to the people at Styles FM. Thanks to Caribbean Radio for carrying us tonight. Join us again next week, Tuesday night. All right, my brother, respect. Join us next week, Tuesday night, for another in the series of the Colin Bell Show. We do it every Tuesday night on Styles FM and on Portland Spice TV from 8 p.m. until 10 p.m. on Caribbean Radio. It's 9 p.m. to 11 p.m. This is yours truly, Colin Bell, saying to you, may the good Lord continue to bless and keep you. Make his face shine upon you and be gracious unto you. The Lord lift up his light and give you his peace, now and forevermore. Until we meet again, Saturday morning, we are going to be live on Portland Spice TV. Join us. And next week, Tuesday night, on Styles FM and on Caribbean Radio. Big up on yourself. One love.